Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to the Outer Worlds, where I have spent quite a bit of time just kind of fiddling with stuff in menus since we last recorded here, and I've figured some stuff out. First of all, I didn't actually shed that much weight, but one thing I did do is I went through our supply of food, and I just marked a bunch of it as junk, so next time we go to vendor, we should be able to offload an awful lot of a lot of weight pretty quickly. But I also decided it was probably time, with our new armor and everything, to actually start playing with our weapon mods and our armor mods and stuff. So there are 4 little lights here at the bottom left of each piece of armor. These are the different slots there are for installing mods. You can see I've jammed some mods into this piece of armor, which I think maybe we're going to hold on to for a little while. It seems good. And then I thought, you know what? We have these things that add skill points. I wonder if adding skill points to our followers increases our own skills, because we're getting boosts from our followers' skills, right? And it does, but not in a way that's 100% transparent. So like right now, I have 23 engineering, which is being boosted to 80 by my followers, because apparently this is just like the engineering squad. Now check this out. Ellie has on some armor that I put a +5 tech skills thing on. If I remove that armor, which you cannot do, by the way, you can't just take armor off, but if I swap that armor out for something else, and she loses 5 points of tech skills, we lose 3 points of tech skills, 23 now being boosted to 77. I've tried fiddling around with this a bunch of different ways, and I think what's happening, my theory here, is that we get a percentage of our followers' skills in the 3 skills they have listed. If I give her equipment that boosts any of her other stuff, like if I gave her a thing that boosted heavy weapons, she does not gain the heavy weapons skill listed in this area here, and so we do not get any heavy weapons skill from her having an increased level of it. Also, I was saying in the last episode, hey, it would be cool if we could like specify some tactics and stuff. You totally can. This is the screen where you do that. So I've got Ellie and Parvati both preferring to use their ranged weapons. I think... Did I tell Parvati to stay close? I did not. She should probably... Oh wait, this is the distance she follows me, not the distance she follows enemies. Okay. Do whatever. She's gonna teleport. We're gonna teleport her onto enemies all the time, so you know. Okay, and with that, I think we're good to actually get back into the game. So, we have a lead or 2. Have I looted you? Okay. We have a lead or 2, right? We have some quests. We have, some vague knowledge about a vent on top of a hill that leads down into a lab, and we're gonna flex all that stuff, but we should probably finish like exploring this area first, right? The Cysty Pit. Well, unfortunately we can't go in there, right? These doors don't open. Yeah. We need a merchant. I would really like to find a person to whom we could sell off a lot of this junk. That is this a shop? The Roseway Communications Room. Well, probably this is not a shop, but I guess it could just be a really weird name for a theme bar. Anton Crane. Hey, that's one of the names on our list, right? And he's in here alone, not saying that we're definitely going to get up to some nonsense. I'm just saying, Parvati, please come in so I can close the door behind you. You know, in case we got to get up to some nonsense here.
If you've come to end my life, let's be on with it. Oh, not actually one of them, are you?
What was it that tipped you off? No, did you send the distress call? What's the deal with this distress call?
Yes. Anton Crane, lead scientist here. I must apologize if my call diverted you. I may have panicked. Everything's under control now, though, truth be told.
It looks sort of under control. Under control, not from where I'm standing. What are you hiding?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the nature of the work I'm doing here. Suffice it to say that its importance to me, to the colony, is immeasurable.
Okay, so he has a beyond the company loyalty stuff. It sounds like he has personal buy-in here. The work you're doing. Working by yourself, are you?
More often than not. Seems I'm the only one who sees the opportunity here.
And what might that be?
A ticket to the good life once my research plays out. Byzantium. Recognition, money, proper facilities. No more uninspired dolts like my associates here.
Oh, man, maybe he's glad I closed the door now. Alright, well, with all that at stake, I'd think you'd be begging for anyone's help.
And might you be the sort of person who's, not averse to risking your life if the pay were right?
I mean, listen, I'll do just about anything if the pay's right, but my definition of right might be uncomfortable to you. You know what? I'm listening.
Hours ago, a group of vicious malcontents fell upon us, shot up our labs and loosed our research subjects, the Raptidons. If those cretins get their hands on my research, well, they'll need not kill me.
Wait, are they still around? It's this persuade check. If you tell me what you're researching, I have a better... Ooh, that's a good idea. Hey, yeah, if you tell me what you're researching, I'd have a better idea what's at stake here.
You have a point there. It most decidedly cannot make this situation any worse. All right. We were tasked with formulating a new and improved dental gel.
Wait, wait, this is all about toothpaste?
One cannot exaggerate the benefits of good dental hygiene. May I continue?
Okay, I am not going to threaten to punch him in the throat. Yeah, please do. I mean, he's right. Good dental hygiene is important.
While doing research on enzymes specific to the Raptidon's digestive system, we developed an additive which we subsequently discovered to be the most effective appetite suppressant ever.
Okay, well, I mean, you could couch it however you like, but it's still just toothpaste, right? I mean, diet toothpaste.
Not just any diet toothpaste. The ultimate diet toothpaste.
He's really in love with this idea. Okay, you know what? Say no more. I'll remove the cretins and retrieve your research. You want me to deal with those Raptidons, too?
Yes, but don't kill their mother if it's avoidable. We've need of her to replenish our stocks. I think there's gas in the lab somewhere that can be used to put them out. The research is in the safe in my office. You'll have need of my code and keycard. The lab's entrance is in the side of a hill. You can't miss it if you just follow the road. You'll pass by the town's original... by the Grand Architect. Jameson. He's in the old lab.
Sorry, who's Jameson?
My protege. I sent him to retrieve some metabolic precursors, and I forgot him.
This guy kind of sucks, huh? Well, you should be ashamed of yourself, but I'm certainly not going to tell you that. Yeah, sure, I'll find him.
That would surely lighten the weight on my conscience, as I am held to account for the well-being of every scientist here. Too many have been lost. Too many black marks against my name, as it were. And far too much paperwork.
Alright, that's it. That's the line. I can take him putting everybody's life at risk, but to speak ill of paperwork, can you believe this? And all you care about is how it affects you.
I'll thank you not to mistake my ambition for callousness.
Okay, but you do see that they're the same thing, right? I mean, you must see how one could do exactly that, can't you?
It's just that their constant complaining can begin to wear. They refuse to see the opportunity afforded us here. It's infuriating.
I am also feeling infuriated. Alright, I guess I'll just have to take your word for it. I'm out of here. So... hey, how you doing? This is the part where we check our journal, because I don't remember exactly what it was that Grace wanted. No, that's... Where's the Grace quest? These could probably be sorted a little bit better, or I could just remember the names of things. Okay, so she just wants company secrets in general. This research will totally work. I'm not super inclined to return Anton's research to Anton, because I have a strong dislike for him. So we'll find the research, we'll bring it back to Grace. I mean, I don't know, maybe we can make copies and just play both sides, you know?
Already wrapped fodder.
You okay there, Ellie? She's practicing her dance moves. It's not really the time. Maybe I should have brought Felix. I mean, at some point we should probably try out different combinations. That's the wrong button for that. You know, it says E right on the screen. You'd think I could just read it and then press the button that it says. We should probably try out different sets of companions, but until the patch comes, I'm a little nervous to leave Parvati on the ship, in case she just suddenly ceases to be again. What is this building? This looks important.
You're underestimating the importance of the 8th back.
Blankenship, she's okay. But Lunsford has the highest rate of foot goals per game.
But if you cross-reference with the skills of the opposing team, his hand goal rate plummets.
What?
Lunsford plays worse against better teams. Blankenship plays better.
This game's just Calvin Ball, huh? Ooh. Well. Alright, I do have a keycard. Also, we have a workbench. Also, nobody's paying attention? Yeah. Gonna end up with 10,000 pounds worth of food garbage in our inventory again. But what am I gonna do? Just not pick it up? That's crazy talk. Okay, so pretty much the same armor that we've seen other places, just this stuff is in the Spacer's Choice colors. Alright, let's steal everything in here. This is probably where the valuable stuff is. Oh man, fancy. He's got a hand dryer. Actually, we haven't seen any way for people to dry their hands in most of the bathrooms that we've come across so far, have we? There's a real problem in space. Everybody's hands are just perpetually damp. There's nothing anybody can do about it. This is why everybody wears gloves. You know what? That's totally worth the picks. At this point, I'll lockpick just about anything. Okay, so hold F to break down from right here. I think that's a control that we need to get used to using. Security lockdown. All personnel, please report to assigned workstations. Report suspicious activity to the nearest site safety engineer. Welcome, Anton. Hey, let's have a look at all my personal files. Journal entry 01. I feel quite alone. Jameson's the only one here worth anything at all, but even he bristles at my direction. This is quite likely a natural reaction to my pushing him so relentlessly. But if he ever hopes to reach Byzantium, he needs someone applying the correct amount of pressure. I hope he'll come to see the truth, but should that prove impossible, I can at least ensure his work doesn't damage my chances. I shall be keeping an eye on his reports to see if they, too, warrant revision. I can't abide any more demerits against us. Entry 2. Heard Jameson talking to Vaughn today. He was railing against me, claiming I'm using him and everyone here for my own ends. I'd expect vitriol from that lazy sod Vaughn, but Jameson? How can he not see that I have only his best interests at heart? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. My unrelenting drive has always set others against me. Yep, I'm sure that's all it is. Entry 3. With our latest breakthrough, I believe Byzantium is finally within my grasp. My next promotion will deliver me, I'm certain, so long as they don't see through my attempts to cover for the rest of these fools. And finally, I can't quite shake this unease I seem to be gripped by. This makes no sense. While I have yet to get Trammell to commit to a specific date, he assures me Byzantium could be a mere few weeks away. So why this encroaching feeling of emptiness? Must be a case of the nerves. I know I'll be accepted, and dare I say possibly even revered, when I finally arrive. You know, the way they're talking about Byzantium, I'm almost expecting like a second act twist, where it turns out to not be a real place. It's just like just some nonsense that the corps are all selling everybody to keep them docile and working hard. Are we visible? No, those guys are not able to see us here. Ooh, free wanted poster. For various crimes and violations of board policy, including any or all of the following: sedition, forgery, conspiracy, conspiracy to commit conspiracy, why that's the worst kind, unlicensed medical practice, destruction of board property. Hold up, he's not actually a doctor. Well, I mean, too late, too late I suppose. He's already done all the medicine to us. But that does make me a little nervous.
I got 500 bits on the Darlings taking the finals this year.
Everybody sure does love tossball. Alright, what's down here? Probably the private quarters of those dudes from up there. And all of their mag picks. It's weird, right, for people to just have mag picks? Like, it makes sense for me to have them. I'm a criminal, and I'm going to use them for crimes. But, like, for just random people to have a mag pick or two sitting around. And it's such a large percentage of people, right? Just strikes me as odd. Really, what we're doing here is we're providing a service. We're making it harder for these people to stray from the moral path, the straight and narrow, by removing temptation. You know, stealing all of their temptation and making it our temptation. And I would say that I handle it very well. Adeptly, even. Stole a book that I don't know what it is. Also, apparently I'm allowed to just sleep in that dude's bed. You would imagine he would have a problem with that. I don't know, I guess I don't know for sure that that bed's actually occupied. Hey, oh hey, Vaughn Cortez. This guy is also on the list, isn't he? Have we found... He's the last one, right? Where was that? Boy, where was that quest? Actually, was that even marked as a quest? I don't think it was. We were just told 3 names when we listened to the what do you call it? Okay, well, whatever. You're important, though.
You picked a hell of a day to visit. I'm Vaughn. Vaughn Cortez. Dr. Vaughn Cortez. But just Vaughn's fine, really.
I would love to know what is happening with your eye right now. Where were you when the outlaws attacked?
Over in the main labs. I rabbited back here when I realized I was hearing gunshots, not blown fuses. We've been cooped up in here, I don't know, hours? Too long. I have to get back to work.
Why is everybody in space such bad liars? I'm starting to understand how our doing nothing at all lie keeps working. You're dedicated to your work.
Sure. Loyal company fella. That's me. Auntie knows best. Look, I don't want to go back out there, but there's a thing I gotta do. I had to leave an experiment running at the lab. Something I've been working on a long while. Something that could really get me ahead. Know what I mean?
Not really. You emphasize that in a way that makes me very uncomfortable. Not until you explain. Details, please.
I've been extracting organic compounds from raptidons. Compounds that have, benefits.
Why, that's the best kind of
Extracted
compound.
how? No, wait, maybe I don't want to know.
In certain social situations. Personal situations. Where you might want to, enhance your charisma.
Oh, he's making enraptured, Captain. An aphrodisiac. Wrapped musk is the main ingredient.
What? No? I mean, yes, I'm getting the musk. With Monarch embargo, the price is sky high, but I'm not making the drug.
I'm just providing the precursor so other people can make the drug. What I'm doing is totally fine. I mean, you know, it's an aphrodisiac. Does it actually work?
The results are outside the margin of error. Technically.
Well, that's the best way for things to be outside the margin of error. Yeah, I really don't want to know anymore. Cut to the chase.
Sure. Of course. Our lab's south of here, down the road. Not the old public lab, the one past that, built into the mountainside.
Oh yeah, Anton told me about that.
Don't mention this to Anton, okay? He's kind of a tight ass about the lab. Like, squeeze coal into diamond tight. My equipment's in the lower levels, way in the back. I have a big room all to myself. Dissection tables and whatnot. It should have been running this whole time. Just grab the results and bring them here.
That stuff is also going back to Grace. I am not going to ask whether this stuff is valuable. I think that that probably betrays my intent a little bit too much. All right, I'll head up there and keep an eye out.
Great. This is really gonna save my ass.
It worries me that that quest objective is deal with the abandoned experiment and not just, like, get the thing. Always shouldn't steal directly in front of him. Okay, that's just a boring shopping list. Check each of these vending machines for anything good, even though they are going to play annoying jingles at us. Actually, I guess I should be looking at these mods. We don't really need another backpack thing. Yeah, that doesn't really strike me as anything we need either. This room's a little bit too tightly patrolled. I'm not going to steal anything here. We are definitely not going to be making any aphrodisiac.
Walls all day. I'd make a point to sleep on the roof.
This place looks almost exactly like Edgewater. I don't know what she's talking about. Alright, let's look around back here. Anything cool and fun to steal? I think we've gotten a hold of most of the stuff. Hey, there's a thing. Hey, there's a thing right there that makes me a liar. How do I... Can I get on this? I was kind of hoping we could get on that part. Our jump is just like, it's a little bit too short for everything I want to use it for. Okay, so if we want access to that, how about... Well, I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, that is in fact wide enough to walk on. All that for 2 light ammo that I'm just going to get yelled at for taking anyway. Here we go.
Okay.
This is promising.
I don't think I'm ready for another bar crawl, Captain.
I don't think you're supposed to be wandering around. Security's gonna tell you to make tracks. Want to treat yourself before you go? Something for the road, maybe?
Well, you know, I'd love to treat myself to all of your bits.
Annie
Can we do
Cleo makes
that?
the best pharmaceuticals in Halcyon.
Hold Z to sell junk. Okay, that was like 1,300 bits worth of garbage out of my inventory, so that's nice. What's my carry weight at now? 98. Hell yes. Alright, I guess we should talk to her a little
Did
bit.
security talk to you yet?
You seem eager to get rid of me.
I don't really know you. Roseway is supposed to be closed off to visitors. Stands to reason you could be a corporate spy of some sort. Then again, there's nothing in my contract that says I can't sell to corporate spies. Your bits are the same as anybody else's.
It's pretty wild that that's the case, though, right? That there is a united currency instead of just a bunch of different kinds of company script. All right, you got some time? You got time for some questions, maybe?
Sure. Not like I get many customers.
Why is this place called the 17th Bar? That's not a thing. It's not a thing that I knew, but apparently somehow I know it.
I'm so glad you asked. Some people say the name refers to the 17 rungs in Auntie Cleo's official ladder of corporate advancement. These people are wrong. Truth is, we've been established, closed down, renamed, reestablished, and then reopened a grand total of 17 times in the last 40 years. Corporate's still deliberating over a new name. The matter remains hotly contested in committee, but we're expecting a decision within the next 5 to 7 years. Exciting times.
I wonder how many times the place will be closed down and reopened by then. So how do you make any money with so few people left in town?
Technically, I'm not in business at all. Roseway closed down years ago. Corporate still sends us the occasional shipment of necessities through unofficial back channels. Of course, if something goes wrong, like one of our guards drinking himself to an early grave or raptidons running wild, corporate won't acknowledge we ever existed.
Well, I mean, that sounds okay. You don't get hassled that way. Do you ever get tired of serving Auntie Cleo products? I mean, we know what she's going to say here, right?
Can't say I do. Annie Cleo products satisfy all of our nutritional needs. At least they used to. My folks filled their whole pantry with all sorts of Annie Cleo products. These days, we don't get much in the way of variety. Maybe some tripicale pasta or some ketchup if we're lucky. I hear it's like that all over the colony. We eat what we can get, and we don't get much.
Yeah, I would advise against turning to sprats. Alright, I guess I'll see you later. Probably not. Are you able to drink with that whole face thing you have going on there?
Huh?
Okay, you know what? I'll just leave you to it. He seems to be getting it into himself somehow, right? Is this... I think this is a staring contest. We should not interrupt. It would be rude. Alright, well, I guess we have a lot of stuff to do outside of the boundaries of the town, so let's get to it. That's a lot of bullet marks. So, in theory, in combat now, we should see Parvati prefer to use her shotgun, which is gonna, I think, increase her survivability. Maybe. Seems like her shotgun does a lot more... The shotgun we found her does a lot more damage than the hammer.
Hope he's okay.
Oh. Got bad guys. Oh yeah, I swapped some... I put a damage type modifier on some of the weapons, too. You know what? Did I miss? I was expecting sort of an overhead. I just kind of swung high there. Here's another thing I did, and I'm actually pretty curious about what the outcome of this is going to be. We're going to find out in a second here. Hey, Ellie, try to use your ability on that guy. Okay, so I took Ellie's pistol away, and I was curious whether she was still going to be able to use her ability that specifically mentions shooting enemies with a pistol and has a pistol in its animation. But yeah, I guess it doesn't actually matter what she's equipped with. Wow, that was pretty cool. And Parvati did still manage to get herself downed. To be fair, partially that's because I was screwing around rather than actually fighting. Alright, I guess let's go in here and see if Jameson is still alive and if he would like to borrow any of our guns, because I will absolutely give him the tools he needs to take whatever vengeance upon Anton he feels is appropriate. Ooh, is there a sneaky back entrance? Because if there is, that's definitely the way we're going in. First, okay, just making sure that there isn't any more loot out here. So probably the fire damage is not ideal against the robots. Don't think I have an electric weapon equipped anymore, though, do I? No, I have a corrosive gun and some fire guns, and then, of course, the hammer that kind of does whatever the hammer does. Unpredictable from moment to moment. Okay, well, nobody in here. It's interesting that we can break down... let me try holding the button here. Nope. That's right, the button that breaks stuff down is your inhaler if you're not looking at a container. Yeah, it's weird that we could break down that helmet if we found it in a container, but since it was sitting out in the open, we have to pick it up first. Alright, security lockdown. All personnel, please report to assigned workstations. Let's check these notes. Raptidon fluid ingestion test. Objective. Determine the maximum amount of Raptidon digestive acid that can be safely ingested by humans before adverse effects present themselves. Oh gee, I wonder how they were doing this. Procedure. Slowly introduce increasing amounts of Raptidon digestive acid into the evening meals of randomly selected workers and observe their overall health. Honestly, that's worse than I was thinking. Results. 1 milliliter. Minor stomach pain and nausea. Safe. 2 milliliters. Minor stomach pain with extreme nausea. Still technically safe. 3 milliliters. Major stomach pain. Debilitating nausea. Some vomiting. Potentially unsafe in the workplace. Depending on how much of a problem it is to have vomit on the floor. 4 milliliters. Temporary blindness. Frequent vomiting. Patient unable to describe pain. Hey, that's bad. 5 milliliters. Unable to record symptoms as patient died within the first hour. Okay, so everybody, just be real careful what you drink while you're in here. It does seem like a lot of the time we're just gonna mash our companion abilities and then beat the enemies up while they're on fire and laying down.
Don't mess with us.
Okay, good work, everybody. We should probably see if that Raptidon had anything. I guess once you incinerate him, it probably makes most of the meat unusable. Hey, look, it's chemistry. That's as far as my formal chemistry knowledge goes right there. I recognize that. That's chemicals, or something. Who are you? Not important enough to have any keycards or anything. Ooh, a security blade. This is just... yeah, that's the door we just came in. Ooh, I do hear creatures. Well, not creatures exactly. So is corrosive a bad damage type against mechanicals? But we could, here we go. Load him down with status effects. Oh, hey there, buddy.
Down they go.
Boy, that,
My kind of action.
that time dilation thing really wears off extremely quickly, even if you're just standing still and attacking. Is he taking damage over time, or... Doesn't look like it. So she's complaining about the armor, but like...
Someone else will clean this up, right?
I get what she's saying. I'm doing very low damage per bullet, but the thing is, we have so many bullets. Oh, can you please... Yeah, there we go. It's a little unfortunate that the interact with ladder button and the talk to your teammate button are the same. We probably don't need to take this. I do not need a fire hammer. I wouldn't mind an electric hammer. There's so much garbage. I had to say, there are a lot of people who are just like very against the idea of encumbrance in video games. Who just like do not believe that the mechanic ever has a place. And I'm not one of those guys. But I do wonder about the implementation of it in a game like this, where I think mechanics like that are interesting. They're okay when they're doing something interesting, when they're causing you to make interesting choices. Ooh, hey, look at that. Shunts and picks and all kinds of cool stuff. Right, like those mechanics have value when they're causing you to make interesting choices. In this game, we're not really making any choices based on our encumbrance. It's pretty much just creating busy work. It's never like, oh man, should I pick this up? I don't know if it's a good idea given the amount of carrying capacity that I have left. It's always, yeah, of course I pick it up, and I just figure the rest of it out later.
Here I go! How about that?
Is Parvati the best companion? Or, put more correctly, why is Parvati the best companion? By such a huge margin.
That's the last of them.
I will say, I am definitely starting to feel it a little bit. Like, it is taking a lot more effort to kill these enemies. We might have to develop some actual combat skill. I've been completely neglecting, almost completely neglecting my skills so far. Okay, that's just the door we came in originally. Now let's check this locked one. I do not have the skill to enter this door. Well, that's a shame. That looks important. Let's see if we can find another way into that room. Maybe if we follow this around. Yeah. There we go. Now we're on the other side of that. I probably should have just broken that down. Lab office keycard seems useful. I mean, to a certain extent, you can only take that kind of logic so far. Like, if it's not making, you can't just necessarily remove all the systems, because like you could also argue that looting is not making interesting decisions. Why isn't it the case I just like walk into a room and automatically get all the stuff that's in there? But at a certain point, you're removing all the gameplay. My hacking skill is too low for 5 seconds. I'm not sure what the 5S there is, but we're short 7 points. So this is just the front door. Oh wait, we're not on the other side of the door we saw before. I think that room is between... I thought this was the same locked door, but I think this is a locked door that is on the other side of that room. Why can I not loot this item? You just gotta get really, like, right up on it, that's all. That keycard I picked up was not for this. Did we check this? Okay, nothing of interest. So yeah, how are we going to get through this door? Maybe, okay, hold on. 11 meters. We can totally verify. 10 meters. Okay, yes, I'm pretty sure this is the same door. Well, that means that we just haven't found Jameson. I was kind of thinking, okay, the locked room, that's where he is. He will have locked himself in for safety. But no, apparently not. So, what in here have I missed? Or maybe he's just not in here. Maybe one of these dead dudes is Jameson and I got distracted and didn't look at the body close enough. Oh wait, is this... I don't think I interacted with this terminal. Unsightly bloodstains? Consider Auntie Cleo's laundry soap. Messages from Crane A. According to my records, January 23rd is your birthday. As is protocol, please feel free to enjoy one 10-minute break between your normally scheduled 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock patrol shifts. I sincerely hope that on this day you take a moment to enjoy the fresh air of Terra 2, brought to you by the thorough kindness of Auntie Cleo. I don't know if you guys have gotten there yet, but it's sort of like a terrifying business hellscape. Yeah, you know what the deal is? I saw the chemistry on the wall, and I just got completely flustered by it and wandered out of this room before we were done looking at it. Okay, messages from Volkova M. So this is her terminal. Everyone, I am sick and tired of cleaning bone out of the culture processor. This is the 3rd time this month. The next employee to get their hand stuck in that damn machine is getting written up. Also from our porter, hey Masha, just FYI, gonna need another cleanup in the lab. How unfortunate. Forwarded from Crane Anton, we've lost another finger to that infernal culture processor. I am formally requesting new safety brackets be installed as the current ones register with Raptidon hide, but not human flesh. Well, he's right. That is unacceptable. I'll give him that. Alright, so we have a locked door over there. That's probably the room we're actually looking for. Let's finish looting the place first, obviously. The good news is I've made it perfectly safe to come out as long as you think you can trust me, which you cannot. But usually I don't say that part out loud.
They can't keep us out.
Wow, look at that! Durable guards. Huh. That's a weird name for a thing. Alright, well, I do love it when the locked container contains a whole bunch of extra lockpicks.
Help! We're coming, Mr. Jameson!
He looks like he's having a rough one.
What? How the hell did you get in here?
Well, first I shot the Raptidons, and then I walked up the stairs, and...
No, not... I don't care about the beasts. I care about the front door. This is an egregious breach of protocol. How'd you get in?
I mean, truth be told, the Raptidons did most of the work on the door. I'm not sure they know what a lock is.
Damnable beasts. At least I'm not trapped here anymore. I'll see you back at town.
Okay, sure, stay safe. That guy is very single-minded. Well, you know, you gotta appreciate that, I guess, in a way, kinda, sorta. Is there really nothing of value in this room? A shunt. If we ever find anything that I can actually hack, that'll probably be totally relevant. We gotta remember that that Vicar Max has some hacking skill that he can grant to us. Alright, so I guess we're done here, right? There's nothing else we need to be doing inside this building. That was a little anticlimactic. I guess we aren't really at the climax of that story yet, which is probably why it didn't feel like a climax. Okay, so we were supposed to just go out along the road, and there's some dudes. Hey, Parvati.
You got it, Captain!
You know what I like about Parvati is she enjoys her job.
Just like that. That's the last of them.
Alright, well, it is really, really easy to kill all of the enemies everywhere all of the time. I assume at some point this is going to get more difficult because we're going to stop fighting wild animals and marauders, which are functionally wild animals so much, and we're going to end up fighting like corp dudes more often who will probably have, you know, armor and guns and stuff. Alright, we sure do have an awful lot of copies of the same weapon over and over again. So we're just supposed to follow the road. We were told we can't miss it. It's built into the mountain.
All this fresh air is making my nose itch.
Which one of these do you think might be the hill that has the vent on top of it that leads into the lab? We should probably look into that, right? Oh, hey, look. Random marauders. Well, they seem to be doing a good job with the Raptidons. Maybe we should just, like, let them be? So, let's wander up onto these hills first. See if we can't discover something. I guess probably the smart way to do this would be to figure out where the lab is, and then look on top of the hills near where the lab is. Although this doesn't look, you know, like a total waste of time. There's a locked container, at least. Wow, that was really not worth my pick. My 4 picks, actually. Yeah, this does not look like the right hill. Alright, well, where's the highest part of this hill? What I want to do is try to look around at the surrounding hills and see if we can see anything that looks like an entrance. Ah. Well, you can take falling damage from just about anything. I mean, mostly from falling, but falling off of just about anything. That is not working. How about if we just come over here? So, let's start by, I guess, figuring out, like I said, figuring out, okay, there's the lab. So, on top of the hill over here, maybe?
Mysterious doors are the funnest sorts of doors.
Covert lab vent shaft. Not really all that covert, especially since there's a big sign. Second you get anywhere near it, it pops up and it says, hey, you've reached the covert shaft. Look how covert it is. I guess it's saying the covert lab. The lab is covert. The vent shaft is actually pretty overt. Oh wait, is this a thing? I assumed that this was like a shack that the door was going to be in one side of, but nope, I guess that's just a generator. Well, let's descend this way. You know, a loading screen tip about what happens when what you do when bad guys are too close to shoot. What does that even mean?
Smells like they gotta back up somewheres. Maybe even a fatberg. Oh, nasty.
Why would I ever use a helmet that is not one of these wonderful Spacer's Choice helmets? It's really important that we let everybody know what side of the galactic struggle we're on. It's not the best side. It's the Spacer's side. Alright. Sort of wish there were loot preferences we could set so that I wouldn't have to like manually hold down the breakdown thing. Just like, you know what, if I find a piece of armor that has less than 20, what do I want here? You know, we haven't actually even tried the shrink ray. It would be cool if we could set it's like, if I see a piece of armor with less than 20 armor on it, just break it down. Just go ahead and break that down.
Here we go.
Oh, I see, you gotta hold it on them. It doesn't even really shrink them that much.
How about that? I
Oops.
see you now.
Listen, all the buttons are real close together. You just kind of mash them all until the enemies stop moving.
Keep this up and I won't have any new battle scars.
I'm not contributing to combat very much. Oh, somehow a stake did survive. We could probably be blowing up these barrels, you know, engaging in some basic video game tactics. Although, weirdly, oh hey, that was easy to find. The label on the canister states, Anti-Cleo's Raptigon is guaranteed to render even the largest Raptidon unconscious for no less than 6 hours and has a refreshing antiseptic scent. Oh sure, who doesn't love that? Should a method for gas dispersal be found, this canister may prove very useful. I was not expecting to just stumble onto that as quickly as we did. Increases ammo in the mag. Ooh, I'll take this, actually. It's a little expensive, but we don't have a lot of sources of shock damage right now. Feels like we should take that pretty seriously. It seems to be a good type of damage. That just goes back out to the Roseway Gardens. Let's go upstairs before we go exploring any deeper here. The cooldowns on the abilities are so short, why not just use them every time we run into everything, right? Doesn't feel like the way the combat's supposed to go. It's not super compelling. We're still early in the game, though. Okay, do you have any cool stuff? You know what? I think we're generally gonna buy damage changers, at least for the next little while. I don't think I need that. The damage changers are pretty expensive, though. Maybe that should be the last one of those we do for a while. Then again, we really haven't needed money for anything else. Doesn't look like there's any important paperwork or anything in here. You know how I feel about paperwork. No. I think I was responding to a spark that I saw, but it kind of looked like a mag pick, just running past it real quickly. Alright, down to the sniper area then. We could snipe, right? That's a thing I can do. I'm gonna snipe him. Let's see how he likes it. This thing, bam.
What? Don't mess with us.
Okay, well that showed him. Yeah, that shotgun is an improvement, huh? I probably didn't need to use the scope at that distance. Were these guys working together with the Raptidons? Maybe these are trained ones? Well, the Canid is trained anyway. Now, you gotta wonder, are these guys really bad at combat, or has 70 years of cryogenic freezing actually somehow made me the greatest fighter in the history of space?
You! Over here!
Oh. Howdy.
Oh, good. You're not shooting at me. That's a start. It's been a bit of a day, so I'll get to the point. Yes, I have Crane's research. No, I'm not giving it back. Sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, something tells me you're gonna change your mind about that. I've never even met anyone named Crane.
I suppose it does not matter. Either Crane sent you, or you are some scavenger come to rob me in my moment of weakness. Let's make a deal. I'd like to go on living. You'd probably like to make some money. Help me get out of here, and I will pay you for your trouble.
You're gonna have to make me a better offer.
You mean other than the satisfaction of doing me a good turn? Trust me, I'll make it worth your while.
I don't know, my while is worth quite a lot. We got her over a barrel here, right? Let's apply the leverage.
I am good for my word. You will be equitably rewarded, on my honor. But I will not haggle or bargain with you until you help me.
Why are you down here, anyway?
Same reason you are, more than likely. I imagine we picked up the same tip. Secret research facility, abandoned town, minimal security.
Mostly populated with rubes. Yeah, same deal. It doesn't look like minimal security to me, or abandoned.
No, but it is a secret. Well hidden. Off the map. Any place worth hiding is worth raiding. Granted, diet toothpaste is not exactly what comes to mind when I imagine secret research and underground labs.
Well, it's not just any diet toothpaste. Oh, hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with taking care of your teeth.
Diet toothpaste. Can you imagine a more pernicious example of corporate materialism? I do not know what is worse. Working here, or dying here.
Okay, I think it works a little bit less well when the game specifically calls out that it's a pernicious example of corporate materialism. Like, that's supposed to be subtext, I think. Alright, well, I'm glad you're finding time for soul searching, with being moments away from death and all.
And I am glad you have the luxury of sarcasm, whereas I have been made to spend my day listening to my crew die to corporate guns and hungry rats. This job was not supposed to end with me stuck in some wretched lab smelling like rats. So I would be very much obliged if you gave me a break.
Yeah, alright. Listen, I recognize one of my people when I see her, so tell me what you need.
The first thing I need is a key card to unlock my door. Then I'd need you to clear me a path out of here. There are 2 ways out. The quickest is through the front door, but Cleo security's bottled up in there. If you don't want to shoot them, I suppose you could talk to them. The other way out is through the loading bay, but you'd have to clear out the wraps for me. Then I could just slip out the back, sight unseen.
Okay, well, we did finish that already. Yeah, alright, I'll help her out.
You might be the first stroke of luck I've had all day. Thank you. I'm in your debt.
That's interesting that we just failed the objective to get Anton's data. She is still locked in here. I was figuring she would either give it to us or we would kill her. Alright, what will I get myself what will I get myself into if I help you out here?
Nothing beyond the purview of a talented freelancer like you.
I don't think we want to do that persuade thing just yet. You know what? Okay, just wait here.
Take your time. I am, to my chagrin, not going anywhere.
It really doesn't feel to me like we have failed at getting Anton's data yet. That objective loss is premature, I think. But there sure is a lot of, like, still boxed up ammunition laying on the floor out here. I think I understand why these guys all died. Thing is, you're supposed to take it out of the box and put it into a gun.
Oh my gosh. This is... Please say we don't gotta walk through that.
Walk through... Oh, what is all that? Somebody just, like, vivisected the Blue Man group in here. Vortex mace. Oh, now that sounds interesting. Tell me about a vortex mace. That's a lot of DPS. It is unfortunately a one-handed melee weapon. I wish you could just, like, you know, put both hands on it. Anything you are holding in both your hands is a two-handed melee weapon. Might you want to swap out Parvati's melee weapon here? I know hers does shock damage, but this is a lot more... You know what I'm not 100% clear on? Hold on, if we look at her character sheet... Slams her hammer, creating a blast wave that shocks enemies and stuns auto mechanicals. Okay, so she's using her shotgun most of the time anyway. I guess it doesn't really matter if there's shock on her hammer, since there's shock on the only attack she does with her hammer. And even more sedative gas, because you can never have enough. Welcome, Cortez, Vaughn. Experiment in progress, 98%. I don't want to press the complete experiment button because I'm not 100% sure what that's going to do. Let's view the logs first. So far, the musk extraction is coming along nicely. Pressure levels seem to be staying even, and variance in the samples seems to be at an acceptable tolerance. I thought these wraps smelled bad on the outside. Now that they're cut open, everyone is likely to avoid my lab for the rest of the day while I finish this up. Wait a sec, there's some kind of commotion going on out in the hall. An alarm just started going off. Must be another damn security check. Let me go see what's going on. So we could purge the sample, or we could complete the experiment. I mean, it said deal with the completed experiment, right? That was the objective that we got on the quest. So I assume we want to complete the experiment. Let's, look around the room for context clues first, though. Decreases noise while moving, who cares? Changes melee damage type to plasma, that could be useful. We're just not really the sneak-in type. Boy, so many bullets. So many bullets everywhere forever. Dr. Cortez, in response to your recent inquiry, I must admit my surprise at receiving a message from Roseway, though not as surprised as you might assume. My associates and I are quite aware the town isn't as dead as the maps say. You'd be surprised how common that is. As you have assumed, we are most decidedly interested in the particulars of your research. We do have the resources to process the byproducts available to you and distribute them. If you acquire these byproducts for us, say in batches of 25 milliliters, we'll pay you a generous fee for each. Exchanges would be made at one of the caves outside town. For your own safety, destroy this note. Oops. There's nothing here that threatens us, but plenty to incriminate you. Don't be careless, Doctor. If you need to, you can refer to me as Gary, the most sinister of common male names. Alright, so if I tell it to... It's just going to extract stuff, right? If I press complete experiment. This is something. I'm going to just take your entire hide real quick. Let's not think about what he was bypassing with this shunt. Take everything in here that's not covered in blue goop. And then also probably some of this stuff is the Raptiprod, which is just an electric tossball stick. Yep. I mean, it does have better listed DPS than our Science Hammer. The thing is, we just don't have the science skill to be any good with a Science Hammer. And I'm sure we could use this to play a very funny prank on Felix. Did I really not? Yeah, I just didn't open that. Okay. I'm going to hit complete experiment. We're going to see what happens here. Okay, as far as deal with goes, that was pretty light. I really was expecting that to turn into more of a mess. I mean, it's a pretty big mess, but... Notice we have not failed to acquire Anton's research in the distress signal. I don't know, man. Quests in video games, you know, sometimes things don't go exactly the way you expected. That thing does not look hostile. Can I talk to it? No. Well, I mean, I don't get a red crosshair when I mouse over it, so I'm assuming it's not going to kill me. Oh, it's actually. Hey guys. Did we have to shoot that? Oh, you know what? Because these are her people. Now that we're working for her, they're not so interested in murdering me. Fair enough. Friends in low places really does fit our character's whole deal, right? So let's see. Increase melee and defense skills. You might want to hold off on buying any more of these things, as much as I appreciate the ability to change damage types. Like, you actually can go through an awful lot of money very quickly. Wow, look at all this stuff.
Carry on.
Kind of hoping Squad Leader might have a little bit more to say to us.
I think you could jimmy that one proper, Captain. Doesn't look too tough.
Do what now to who? Oh, she saw a locked thing. Well, we could probably just find a keycard and save the picks, but also it is only 2 picks.
Easy.
And if we found the keycard, we wouldn't get 160 XP. I don't have a good sense of exactly how much XP it's taking us to level up, but I do know that when we kill random garbage enemies, we get 1,000, so feels like 160 doesn't matter all that much. Man, some of these locked containers are super valuable. Alright, what do we have here? Print security keycard. Hey, that seems like a good idea. Keycard deployed. So we could now release Cassandra. I'm not in any big hurry. Let's maybe get a better handle on exactly what's going on around here. See if it is possible. I'm going to assume that it is not, but we will see if it is possible to get Anton's research without her. Also, I'm forgetting to break things down. It's just so easy, you know, and you play video games for a long time. You just get used to mash the take button on anything that has objects inside of it. Figure everything else out later. So we got a second Vortex Mace. Do I want to use this? Like, what exactly do the weapon skills do? I'm assuming that they affect our damage to some degree. They definitely affect crit chance. But yeah, the two-handed melee skill increases critical hit chance with two-handed melee and then gives you the tiered unlocks, but it doesn't actually affect your ability to kill stuff like just flat damage-wise. So we could just use a one-handed melee weapon because it's more effective. Although, it's not clear to me how damage is scaled via like power attack and stuff. If power attack is a percentage-based damage modifier, then it's way more effective with a big weapon, right? And I mean, that looked pretty good. But who knows? Power attack might be adding a flat amount of damage, and so you'd rather have the one-handed weapon with it or something. There's just like a lot of mechanics here that are not actually surfaced. Oh well, crit chance is worth something.
Take your best shot, asshole.
Please stop shooting. Just gonna take a second here to change. Oh, I did not quite move out of the way. Turns out it's actually still pretty hard to dodge bullets, even if you can sense things in cheat time. Oh, we found a flaw. Plasma damage received plus 25% in exchange for a perk point. You know what? I will take that. Being burned too many times has made me a little bit susceptible, but I want to move up to the cool new perks here. So, reduced movement penalty to accuracy. I was not even aware that we were taking a penalty to accuracy while moving. Chance to reset a companion ability cooldown on each critical hit seems great. Chance to reset companion ability cooldown when using the other companion ability, also great. More time restored per kill. Ooh, that's a lot of extra damage. That would still not even really make that hammer worth using, though. This also seems pretty good. Like, in any situation that's even mildly difficult, Rolling Thunder seems like it's going to let you get a lot of extra CC off. Health restored per kill. Bonus to headshot damage. Significantly reduces the weight of consumables is definitely useful. Bonus to dialogue skills when you have no companions, and it's never happening. Okay, so these are not amazing. Not all of them, anyway. We're definitely going to take all of the companion ability stuff. Guess it's just a question of which one goes first. Honestly, tag team seems really powerful. Every time this works, it's going to be like completely bananas. So we want to use Parvati's thing first, so that when we use Ellie's thing, it has a chance of resetting Parvati's. That's a way better way to do it than the other way around. Also, I should remember to, if I'm going to sneak up behind a robot and hit him real hard, I should remember to do it from a crouch, right? I think you get sneak attack bonus damage from a crouch. Oh, hey, everybody.
Want me to run you in?
Not really. I'm just going to close this. I'm just realizing how long I've been recording for. Maybe before we go getting into it with Cleo's guards, who I'm sure are going to complicate my mission here a little bit, we should just say goodbye for today. That is going to be it for us for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, tomorrow, when maybe we just ventilate all these dudes. I'd say it's like a 50-50 chance. We'll see you then.